Battle of the Bulge, Hitler's last gamble. What if I told you that Germany once tried to win a world war with cardboard tanks, lightning-fast tactics, and a surprise attack through a forest the Allies thought was impassable? What if I told you that the British Army, once the pride of empire, ended up scrambling across French beaches like tourists who missed their ferry? And what if I told you that Hitler's final gamble in the snow-covered Ardennes was less of a masterstroke and more of a military tantrum? In this episode, we unravel the secrets behind Blitzkrieg, Germany's lightning bolt of doom, and follow the twisted path from Dunkirk's chaotic escape to Paris's humiliating fall, all the way to Hitler's snowy last stand. It's a story of speed, arrogance, desperation, and redemption. And yes, there will be cardboard tanks, surprise twists, and Churchill's obsession with American bombs. So grab your helmet, tighten your boots, and prepare for a wild ride through one of the most dramatic chapters of World War II. Trust me, you'll want to watch this to the very end. Imagine this, it's 1939, and Germany is like a kid who's been grounded by the Treaty of Versailles. No tanks, no big army, no fun. But instead of sulking, they get creative. They train with cardboard tanks, yes really, send troops to Spain for a study abroad in warfare, and promote everyone like Oprah handing out cars. You get a promotion, and you get a promotion. Why? Because they had to. France had 85 divisions, Germany, just 10. So they invented Blitzkrieg, lightning war. The idea? Don't fight fair, fight fast, break through the weakest point in the enemy's line, zip through like a caffeinated cheetah, and cause absolute mayhem in the rear. It's not about destroying the enemy, it's about dislocating them so badly they forget which way is up. And it worked. Oh boy, did it work. Fast forward to May 1940. Germany invades France, and the Allies are like, "We've got this." Spoiler alert, they did not have this. In just 5 days, the Germans covered 120 miles. That's not an army, it's a Formula One team with tanks. The British Expeditionary Force, along with French and Belgian troops, found themselves backed up against the beaches of Dunkirk. The Luftwaffe buzzed overhead like angry hornets, and chaos reigned. The British press coined a new word, Blitzkrieg. And suddenly, the British Army was in ruins, scrambling to escape like someone trying to leave a bad Tinder date. Over 330,000 men were evacuated in Operation Dynamo, using everything from destroyers to fishing boats. It was messy, heroic, and desperate, a miracle wrapped in maritime madness. So why was Blitzkrieg so successful? Let's break it down. Speed of movement. Don't stop. Ever. If you stop, you're toast. Keep moving, find the weak spot, and punch through like a wrecking ball with GPS. Speed of communication. German junior officers could make big decisions on the fly. If the hill ahead looked like a death trap, they'd pivot to the right and find a softer target. No waiting for orders from HQ. Just go. Air-ground coordination. The Luftwaffe wasn't just flying around for fun. They were aerial artillery, called in by the panzers to blast holes in enemy lines with pinpoint precision. Germany didn't have the biggest army, but at the point of attack, they had the sharpest spear. Blitzkrieg was like a magician's trick. While the enemy was watching the front, Germany was already behind them, pulling rabbits out of tanks. Meanwhile, the Allies were preparing to fight World War I, the sequel. Static defenses, trench warfare, and telephone lines that could be cut with garden shears. Their idea of communication was laying wires like they were setting up a landline in 1916. Radios? Too modern. Flexibility? Too risky. Decision-making? Let's form a committee and get back to you in a week. So when Germany came charging in with its armored spear tip, the Allies were caught like deer in headlights, except the headlights were panzer tanks and the deer were entire divisions. While German infantry kept the Allies busy in Belgium and the Netherlands, the real party was happening in the Ardennes. The Allies thought it was impassable. Germany thought, challenge accepted. The tanks rolled through the forest like a hot knife through butter, bypassing strongholds and heading straight for the rear. It was like watching someone skip the queue and steal everyone's lunch. Encirclement followed. Panic spread. And the British scrambled to Dunkirk like it was the last ferry out of hell. Picture this. Hundreds of thousands of British and French troops backed up against the sea, Luftwaffe overhead, and Churchill biting his cigar like it owed him money. Operation Dynamo was launched, and every boat from destroyers to dinghies was summoned to rescue the stranded army. It was messy, miraculous, and oddly British. Tea was served, morale was high, and somehow over 330,000 men were evacuated. Germany had won the battle, but the Allies had escaped with their army intact, and that would prove fatal for Hitler's dreams. With the British gone, Germany turned south. In weeks, they did what they couldn't do in 4 years of World War I. By mid-June 1940, they were sipping espresso in Paris. And in a poetic twist, the French signed their surrender in the same railway carriage where Germany had signed theirs in 1918. Hitler was so smug, he probably considered framing the moment. So why didn't Blitzkrieg win the whole war? Simple. It's great for fast victories, terrible for long ones. Blitzkrieg is like a sprint, but World War II became a marathon. The Allies adapted, they learned, they upgraded, they turned the war into a production contest. And guess who had the biggest factory? America. Churchill practically begged Uncle Sam to join the fray, knowing that American muscle meant bombs, tanks, planes, and enough chewing gum to stick the Axis together. Germany couldn't keep up. Blitzkrieg needed fuel, speed, and surprise. The Allies gave them attrition, mass, and relentless pressure. In December 1944, Hitler tried one last blitzkrieg in the Ardennes. It was snowy, the Allies were relaxed, and Germany launched a surprise attack. For a moment it worked. The front bulged, panic spread. But then Patton showed up like a snowplow with attitude, and the skies cleared for Allied air support. Germany ran out of fuel, momentum, and luck. By January 1945, the bulge was gone. Blitzkrieg had fizzled, and Germany was on the slow, painful slide to defeat. Blitzkrieg was born of necessity, thrived on surprise, and died in the mud of attrition. Once the Allies cracked the code, Germany was left with a losing hand and no aces. The war became a grind, and in that grind, the Allies had the edge. So next time someone says speed wins wars, remind them, only if you've got the fuel, the factories, and the flexibility to keep up. Otherwise, you're just a cardboard tank in a real battlefield. If you enjoyed this wild ride through history, complete with cardboard tanks, surprise attacks, and Churchill's craving for American bombs, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell so you never miss another thrilling tale from the past. We've got more intrigue, drama, and jaw-dropping moments coming your way. You won't want to miss it.